Dear friends, today we are going to discuss about the basic requirements and prerequisites for learning SAP S/4HANA Simple Finance module. In my previous video, we have discussed about why to learn this Simple Finance module, and in this video, we will discuss about what are all the basic requirements and prerequisites that has been recommended for learning this Simple Finance module. As like SAP Central Finance module, similarly the Simple Finance module also has required some basic requirements for learning this Simple Finance module implementation. We will discuss each and everything one by one in this video regarding the basic to the advanced level of requirements for learning this Simple Finance module as well. Let us start with the important requirements for learning this Simple Finance module one by one. Now, who are all having the eligibility to learn this Simple Finance module? Point number one, the consultants must have strong basic understanding of the entire financial processes. Say for example, they should have the strong basic understanding and implementation of SAP FI module, or the consultants should have very strong implementation experience in the SAP controlling module, or the consultants should have very strong experience in handling the end-to-end business process planning and consolidation module, that is BPC module, or the consultant should have very strong experience in handling this financial supply chain management. So these are all some of the prerequisites given for the consultants before they are entering into this Simple Finance module of S/4HANA system. That means what are all the basic requirements in SAP FI module. We will discuss about this basic requirements about FI module. In our previous videos, we have already discussed very clearly about the what are all the implementation configurations to be done under SAP FI module in our traditional FI system. Once again, here I will be explaining you one by one. Under SAP FI module, all the consultants should be very strong in the implementation of the enterprise structure, complete organizational structure configuration of SAP FI module, followed by the configuration of different master records under SAP FI module, and they should also have the responsibility to implement both AR and AP processes from the scratch to the end. That means starting from the interest calculation program for customers, followed by automatic payment program for customers, followed by dunning procedures configuration for customers, followed by withholding tax configuration for customers under accounts receivable modules of SAP FI. Similarly, they should have to have the strong implementation experience of handling the entire interest calculation program for vendors, automatic payment program for vendors, and then interest calculation program followed by automatic payment program implementation configuration, followed by dunning procedure configuration for vendors, and also this tax procedures, that is withholding tax configuration for vendors under the AP processes, and then they should have very strong experience in implementing the general ledger configuration of SAP FI module as well, and also they should have very strong understanding in implementing the asset and depreciation accounting configuration in FI module. These are all the very important configurations for all the consultants in the SAP FI module. Then they will be having the eligibility to, if they pursue all the above discussed implementation configurations under SAP FI module, then they can be able to learn this module very easily. So that is one of the prerequisites given for the consultants in order to learn this simple finance module. Then while coming to the controlling area, once again under controlling area we have many different implementation configurations to be done. Say for example, starting from controlling area configuration, followed by product costing configuration, followed by internal orders configuration, followed by controlling and profitability analysis, that is COPA configuration, and then many more configurations like planning and budgeting. And then we will be having the reports in the controlling module based on the different input data. That means different business data from different modules like SAP FI, different business data from SAP CO module, different business data from SAP SD module. Similarly, different business data from SAP MM and SAP PP module as well. So in SAP CO module, product costing plays a very important role because this is one of the very vast concept in the CO module. It needs the integration of SAP CO module with the SAP PP module, SAP MM module, SAP SD and SAP FI itself. So that means 4 modules to be integrated with SAP CO module in order to implement successfully this product costing configuration in the SAP CO module. So only those consultants who are having very strong experience in implementing the different implementation configurations in the CO module, they are having the eligibility to learn this simple finance module very easily. And one more prerequisite is SAP BPC module. SAP BPC module means that is business process planning and consolidation application. So this is extensively used for consolidation and reporting. So if the consultants are very strong in both FI and CO modules of SAP ECC system, then only they will be able to handle this entire business process planning and consolidation module very effectively. And then one more prerequisite is FSCM, that is Financial Supply Chain Management module of SAP. So this FSCM also handles the multiple applications of SAP FI as well as SAP CO, and some part of SAP BPC also in the picture under SAP FSCM module. So in order to learn this simple finance module of SAP S4 HANA, all the consultants should have given some prerequisites. Either they should have very strong working experience in FI module, or they should have some strong implementation experience in CO module, or they should have very strong understanding of the entire business process planning and consolidation in the BPC module, or they should have very strong experience in handling the entire financial supply chain management, which involves all the core modules of financial processes like FI, CO and BPC. Okay, this is one of the main prerequisites for learning this SAP Simple Finance module. And the second one is should have strong knowledge in any SAP financial modules. Similarly, the same thing once again they have recommended. That means any SAP financial modules means any SAP FI module or CO module or SAP BPC or SAP FSCM. So any one of the financial modules, that means Either the consultant should have very strong experience in handling the end-to-end applications in SAP FI module, or the consultants should have very strong understanding of end-to-end business processes and implementation in SAP CO module, or the consultant should have very strong in understanding the consolidation reports, that is under business processing, business process and business process module, that is BPC module, or the consultant should be very strong in handling the entire financial supply chain management module, right? So these are all the prerequisites. So if the consultants are very strong in handling the business process and consolidation, then they can be also able to learn this simple finance module very effectively based on the client's requirements. And one more requirement, one more recommendation suggested by SAP for learning this simple finance module is that SAP consultants with strong knowledge in either SAP FI module, or either the consultant should have very strong experience in handling the entire end-to-end steps in CO module. Similarly, if the consultants are very strong in handling the entire business process consolidation reporting under the BPC module, or the consultant should be very strong in handling the FSCM module, that is financial supply chain management module. Only those consultants are able to understand this entire simple finance process, then only they can be able to design, they can be able to implement, they can be able to support, and they can be able to execute the entire business process from the scratch to the end in the SAP simple finance system. So what are all the basic criteria they have given? They have given 4 criteria. Either the consultant should have strong experience in SAP FI, or either the consultant should have very strong experience in SAP CO module, or the consultant should be very strong either in BPC module, or the consultant should be very strong in either in FSCM module, that is financial supply chain management module. Only those consultants who are very strong in implementing all the business configurations in SAP FI, or in SAP CO, or in SAP BPC, that is one of the very fantastic module for consolidation, and also either in FSCM module, that is financial supply chain management module. I will explain about this BPC module and FSCM module in my later videos. So these are all the prerequisites or the basic requirements recommended by SAP for learning this simple finance model of S4 HANA. So in this video, we have discussed very clearly about the basic prerequisites starting from the scratch to the advanced level who are eligible to learn this SAP simple finance module of S4 HANA system. Only those consultants who are having strong capability of implementing either SAP FI module, or who are having strong capability of implementing the CO module, or who are having the strong capability to implement the SAP business process and business process consolidation module, and then those consultants who are having the strong capability of implementing this FSCM module, that is financial supply chain management module. Only those consultants are able to learn, those consultants are able to implement, only those consultants are able to execute, only those consultants are able to support the entire end-to-end simple finance module. Now I want to tell about myself. I am Raja. I am having more than 20 plus years of experience in the SAP industry. I have worked as a consultant, practice head, and also delivery head for many projects, and I have involved in many implementation, production support, rollout and upgrade projects. I have more than 5 years of on-site experience handling Middle East and European clients. Regarding my certification areas, I have done my certification in SAP Finance. I have done my certification in SAP S4 HANA Central Finance. I have done my certification in S4 HANA Simple Finance and S4 HANA Simple Logistics as well for my for my projects. And recently, I have completed my certification in Business and Revenue Innovation Management module, that is SAP Hybris module. I hope that in this video, you people are very clear about the basic requirements or the prerequisites for learning this simple finance module. They have given 4 criteria for learning this simple finance module of SAP S4 HANA. The consultant should be very strong either in SAP FI or in SAP CO, or the consultant should have very strong experience in implementing SAP Business Process Planning and Consolidation application of SAP module, and also the consultants should be very strong in handling the entire end-to-end scenarios and implementing this SAP FSCM module, that is Financial Supply Chain Management module. Thank you.